Thinking about moving to Myrtle Beach, but not sure exactly where you want to be? Maybe you've heard of North Myrtle Beach or Conway, but what about Socastee, Carolina Forest, or Little River? In this video, I am breaking down the must-see suburbs of the Myrtle Beach area, including commute times, price points, lifestyle vibes, and a map walkthrough to help you get your bearings. So before you pick your next home, stick around because where you choose to live at the beach really does make all the difference. Hey there, I'm Kevin, and if you're thinking about relocating to Myrtle Beach, you are in the perfect place. I know what it's like to move out of state because my family and I have done it multiple times. We settled here over 12 years ago, and let me tell you, we absolutely love it. And that's why I'm here, to help you avoid the mistakes we made and make your move as smooth as possible. Whether you're dreaming of a second home near the beach or planning your big retirement move, I've got you covered. So hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss a thing, because I've got everything you need to know about living in Myrtle Beach.
All right, so today's video is a tour of the entire Myrtle Beach area, and this is the map portion of that. So I wanted to start with a map tour, kind of scrolling way out or zooming way out, looking also at some of the other cities around our area as well, just to give you your bearings here. So here we are here in Myrtle Beach. You follow northeast up a little bit further, you get to Wilmington, North Carolina. Here's the North Carolina, South Carolina line. Again, the city of Myrtle Beach right here. And then as we continue to go south, we have the city of Georgetown, South Carolina down here. If you continue to drive south, you will get to Charleston. So Charleston, depending on where you live in the area, is about 2-hour drive to the south, and Wilmington is about 1.5 to 2 hours on the north end. So we're kind of somewhat in the middle of those two areas. Both of those cities are wonderful areas, a little bit larger, more diverse markets overall, not necessarily, well, I guess from a real estate perspective as well, but they have a little bit more diverse businesses as well, a little bit more of a traditional downtown and a little bit more industry in general. So let us scroll back into where I typically start my videos, which is going to be from the North Carolina, South Carolina line all the way down until we get to Litchfield and Pawleys Island. All right, so here today, wanted to start, we're going to be going through a number of different areas, but always want to start with the city of Myrtle Beach. Again, there is a difference between the city of Myrtle Beach and Myrtle Beach address that is in the county, but still referred to as Myrtle Beach. So when someone says that they're from Myrtle Beach, it could actually be the city of Myrtle Beach, where it would have city police, city fire, city resources handling that, or it could be the county. In other areas that I've lived, and maybe where you live, it could be called like an unincorporated area. Although the county is still taken care of by resources, it is just going to be county resources as opposed to the city of Myrtle Beach resources. So we start here in Myrtle Beach, and then we're going to go all the way up to the North Carolina, South Carolina line. Up here, we are going to have the city of Little River, which we're going to talk about today, the city of North Myrtle Beach, Atlantic Beach, which is talked about a decent amount, but not as much as some of these other areas that I'm going to talk about. We have the city of Myrtle Beach, which is going to go from the far north area up here, pretty much hug Route 17, which we'll talk about here in a little bit again. Hug the coast and go down just to the north end of Surfside. So this entire area here is going to be the city of Myrtle Beach. All right. Taking a stroll a little bit further south, we have the city of Surfside Beach, again, just south of the city of Myrtle Beach. Garden City Beach, which is a much smaller area and typically is kind of lumped in with Surfside. Then we have the city of Murrells Inlet. And then as you continue to go further south, we have Litchfield and Pawleys Island, which for the most part is kind of considered the same area as well. Very, very similar. Bucksport is an area that if they were to be able to put a bridge, obviously they're able to do it, but if they were to ever put a bridge over the intercoastal waterway, that would really open up this western area that isn't truly that far from the rest of the Myrtle Beach area. But because the intercoastal is here, in order to get to this Bucksport, Bucksville area, you have to go all the way northwest down 501 into Conway and then take 701 down. Or from Myrtle Beach area closer to the ocean, take 17 south into Georgetown and then go north to be able to get to this area. But again, it literally is just over the intercoastal. So we should see some changes. I know there's a bunch of different legislation that's being talked about, both Ride 3 and Ride 4, that are going to extend 31 and create extending 22, which we've talked about in previous videos, currently ending or starting here at 501 and continuing it down into areas further west and south, so that we almost have a little bit of a loop that goes around our entire area. All right, so after we talk about this area here, as we continue to go further north, we come into Conway. This is going to be downtown Conway again. Conway typically is going to start right down here, just south of Coastal Carolina University, and is going to, again, travel a good bit outside of our area. It covers a very central part of our area, almost out to 22 here and around 378 and just north of this Bucksport, Bucksville area as well. So it's covering a huge swath of the central part of our area. So we'll be talking about Conway a little bit today. As we get a little bit further northwest, we have Aynor and Galvin's Ferry, which is another area that gets lumped together a lot. For those of you who come in town from the north, you are probably familiar whether you're coming from the west or whether you're coming from the east off of 95. You may come through Marion, and then once you start to get a little bit closer to the beach here, typically Galvin's Ferry and especially Aynor is when people kind of say, okay, well, I'm finally in the area. So we have that here. And then as we go out a little bit further east, here we have the city of Loris, which we're going to talk about Loris. And then this again, North Carolina, South Carolina line, as we travel further down Highway 9, which we'll talk about as well, we have the city of Longs. There is a lot of undeveloped land in this Longs, Loris, Conway area that we will continue to see over the next 5 or 10 years be developed into developments. So we have some pretty good infrastructure here, but we definitely need some increased infrastructure. We'll talk a little bit about that later on in this video. And then we kind of work our way back to Little River. So another area that we're going to talk about is going to be the Carolina Forest area. So Carolina Forest currently is going to be, if you want to call it, it's the county of Horry, Horry, and it is going to be this boulevard right here. This is Carolina Forest Boulevard. And this Carolina Forest Boulevard right here has a bunch of developments that come off of it. Single family development, some condo developments, combination developments that have some condos as well as single family homes. And this used to be a 2-lane road. They have now widened it to a 5-lane road. So it moves pretty well. For those of you who have been to the area and have been down this road, you will most likely remember that it has a lot of stuff on it. This end has a ton of shopping, not a whole lot going on in between except for developments, some wonderful developments in this area. And then as we get a little bit further east towards the River Oaks area, there is more shopping on this end as well. In fact, there is surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, a Publix grocery store at this end of Carolina Forest Boulevard, and another one that's brand new over here on this end of Carolina Forest Boulevard. If that kind of shows you from a demographic perspective how many people actually reside in this area or are forecasted to reside in this area, the fact that we have 2 grocery stores on the same road that are roads probably 4 miles long or so. So Carolina Forest is another area. There is some talk about Carolina Forest folks trying to get that to be its own city here in the Myrtle Beach area. But as of right now, it is still part of the county, and it's just referred to as the Carolina Forest area. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the main roads. And again, for those who have watched some of my previous videos, you may be familiar, so I'll just kind of go through it relatively quickly. But there are some main roads that we have here at the beach. So we have 17 Bypass, which is going to be one of our main roads that runs north and south. This is going to be one of the faster roads to get north and south. Then we have 17 Business. So 17 Business has a few more stoplights, has some more smaller restaurants, smaller shops, going to be closer to the ocean, and is going to have a bunch of places that you can go to. So depending on where you're going in our area, from a north and south perspective, you're typically going to be taking 17 Bypass or 17 Business. So we also have a wonderful road, which is State Route 31, which is a wonderful road that runs all the way up from the north end of our area in Little River and runs south, has a number of entrances and exits from there to be able to get from the north end of our area going all the way down currently to Route 707, which is where it currently ends. There is some talk about extending 31 further south. That may happen in the future, but as of right now, it currently ends down here at 707. So very quick way, no stoplights, have a lot of traffic, but it's not congested traffic. So it's a very easy way to get north and south in our area. Then we have Route 22, which is a great way to be able to get from by the beach out further north and west. So 22 is going to go through and around Conway, kind of between Loris and Longs. Further west is going to take you, again, just north of Conway here, and then out to the Aynor and Galvin's Ferry area as well. So again, there is talk about 22 being extended further around so that it kind of creates a loop here, which will be absolutely wonderful when that happens, but that has not started yet, but it is in the works. Some other roads that I would like to familiarize you with are going to be Route 544, which is a great road to be able to either get from the beach further northwest or from the northwest to a different spot at the beach. If you're coming into town and you're on 501, you may have taken 544, the intersection right here, which takes you to Ocean Lakes. For those of you who have been here, especially in the summertime, you know that Ocean Lakes can be a very popular, very busy spot. And 544 allows you to kind of take a more direct route to get down to Ocean Lakes. So 544 is a wonderful spot here, runs through the Socastee area as well, which is another area that we'll be covering today. Then we have Route 707, which is going to be right here. When we moved here in 2013, this used to be basically a 3-lane road. You had one lane each way and a turn lane or a merge lane in the middle. They have now widened it to 5 lanes for a good portion, if not all of it. So you can get from all the way down here in the Murrells Inlet area, north and west, and you can take it all the way until it ends here at Farrell Parkway. So this is going to be the Market Common area, and 707 ends here at 17 Bypass, and actually you could also say it becomes Farrell Parkway and or vice versa. Farrell Parkway then becomes 707 right here at 17 Bypass. All right, some other roads that I want to familiarize you with real quick are going to be kind of parts of the spider web, if you will, from Conway. So we are going to have Route 90, which runs here from the south end of Conway east, and you can actually take this all the way into a Little River and North Myrtle Beach. Then we have another piece of the spider web up here from downtown Conway, which is Route 905. This is another popular road, a highway that will take you out to 22 and past. We have another piece of the web here, which is going to be Highway 701. So again, we're downtown Conway. On the north, we're going to take 701. 701 is going to take you past 22 here and then also directly out to Loris. And then we have another route that's 319. This is another popular route depending on the traffic and how GPS takes you for the fastest route. Many of you may have either come in or out of town. GPS has put you on 319 to be able to bypass some of the traffic here on 501 to be able to take 22 to the beach or from the beach to leave. So you have 319 here. We also have 378, which is another one, 501 as you're leaving town and going through Conway. You can get on 378 and this will take you out west again. Britain's Neck, this is another area that definitely a rural area here in Myrtle Beach. And then lastly, just wanted to talk about the different hospital systems. I know I've mentioned it in other videos. You may have watched those. So Grand Strand Health is going to be in the north end of Myrtle Beach. It's going to be off at 82nd Parkway, which is going to be up here by the Dunes Club. Right in this area is going to be our hospital system. So the main hospital system is going to be Grand Strand Health. Then we have another one in the north end, which is going to be in Little River, which is going to be McLeod Health, North Myrtle Beach, Little River area. Now these are the main hospitals. All four hospital systems have kind of satellite offices or satellite buildings that they have throughout our area, but the main hospitals are in this area. Then out here off of 544 and 501 in Conway, we have Conway Medical Center, which is another one of our main hospital systems here. And then on the south end in Murrells Inlet, Pawleys Island, we are going to have Tidelands Health, so affiliated with the Waccamaw Hospital. For those of you who are from the area, Waccamaw Hospital's been around for a while, and Tidelands has taken over that hospital system. So we have four great hospital systems here in the area for all of your medical needs. On the north end, again, Grand Strand being kind of the main hospital system that was here first, as well as Conway, which is a little bit further north and to the west. And then on the south end, we have Tidelands.
Okay, these areas are in no particular order. So let's start with our first city in today's video, North Myrtle Beach. North Myrtle Beach is a favorite for folks who want a true coastal vibe without the busyness of downtown Myrtle Beach. From oceanfront condos to homes about 15 minutes inland, this area gives you a mix of beach access and suburban convenience. North Myrtle Beach has the second largest shopping area on the Grand Strand and a mix of chain and amazing local restaurants. You're looking at about a 27-minute drive from downtown Myrtle Beach. Median home prices in North Myrtle Beach are $575,000 for a single-family home or $320,000 for condos. Golf communities and waterfront options, both near and on the Intracoastal Waterway or the ocean, are popular here. Moving on to our next city, let's talk about the city of Conway. If you want charm and value, Conway may be your spot. You've got a historic downtown with moss-draped oaks and a riverwalk, plus tons of new construction just outside the city's core. Also home to Coastal Carolina University, so there is a college town energy on the south end of town. It's about a 28-minute drive to the ocean and about 25 minutes to downtown Myrtle Beach. The median home price in Conway is $299,000 for single-family homes and $195,000 for condos. There are lots of country living vibes and space out here. Moving on to our next city, let's talk about Little River. Think boating, seafood, and festivals. This is the only area locally with direct access from the Intracoastal Waterway to the Atlantic. Local flair really shines with things like the Blue Crab Festival in the spring, Shrimp Festival in the fall, and waterfront dining. It's about a 33-minute drive to downtown Myrtle Beach and about a 10 to 15-minute drive to the ocean. The median single-family home price in Little River is $369,000, with condos coming in at $204,000. The next city in today's video is Surfside Beach. Nicknamed the Family Beach, this laid-back spot is beachy, fun, and gets lively during our tourist season. Especially with 2 Harley Bike Weeks a year, people flock to our area from all over the country in the spring and fall for our Harley-Davidsons or cruiser-style bike weeks. There's a Harley-Davidson dealer in Surfside that is jam-packed during these weeks and hosts many activities for the folks that come in town. Homes in Surfside Beach range from oceanfront to just about 10 minutes inland. And it's about an 18-minute drive to downtown Myrtle Beach, and the median price for a single-family home is $390,000, with condos checking in at $189,000. Next on our list is a local favorite, Murrells Inlet and Garden City. A foodie's dream, this area is home to the Marsh Walk, Brook Green Gardens, and some stunning golf courses. A little bit less touristy than that of Myrtle Beach, especially once you head inland a bit. About a 24-minute drive to downtown Myrtle Beach, with median home prices in the Murrells Inlet Garden City area coming in at $449,000 for a single-family home and $308,000 for condos. Moving on to our next area is one of the fastest-growing areas in the region, Carolina Forest. A master-planned area with tons of new construction, shopping, restaurants, and golf. This area offers a lot, but might have a little bit too much congestion for some folks. It continues to be a growing area, and the county has done a pretty good job of upgrading the roads and infrastructure to accommodate all the growth that it's had. Carolina Forest is about a 15-minute drive to the beach and about 19 minutes to downtown Myrtle Beach. Median home prices are $425,000 for single-family homes, with condos coming in at $219,000. If you're looking for resort-style amenities and being centrally located, Carolina Forest might just be the place for you. Next on our list is Socastee. This area hugs the Intracoastal Waterway on the north end and is a blend of older resale homes and some newer built communities. It feels like a true locals area with easy access to 31, 544, and 707. Socastee is about a 12-minute drive to the beach and 14 minutes to downtown Myrtle Beach. Median home prices in Socastee are $355,000 for single-family homes and $230,000 for condos. If upscale coastal aesthetics and natural beauty matter to you, the Pawleys Island Litchfield Beach area may be perfect for you. You won't see loud signage here. It's a classy, clean, and it's very proud of its southern roots. A bit further south and really on the far end of our Myrtle Beach area, it's about a 36-minute drive to downtown Myrtle Beach. Median home prices are $582,000 for single family and $325,000 for condos. As you can see from these prices, the area is one of the higher median price points here at the beach. However, the Pawleys Litchfield area is great for golf, beach options with a more relaxed pace if your price point is on the higher end. Want land, space, peace, and quiet? Welcome to Aynor. You're about 40 minutes to both the ocean and downtown Myrtle Beach, but you'll find larger lots and a more rural lifestyle here. No condos in Aynor, just single-family homes with a median price point of $311,000. Aynor is great if you want country living with access to the ocean when you need it. Next, let's talk about Longs and Loris. Both of these cities are rapidly growing with a mix of new neighborhoods and rural charm. Longs is closer to the ocean. It's just west of Little River off of Highway 9. Loris, on the other hand, is a bit further to the west of Longs, and at least as of right now, there's no super quick way to get there. You have Highway 9 and Route 701, and neither of them make it super fast. With this area having a ton of land to develop, we're going to continue to see a lot of new developments and infrastructure in this area in years to come. In Longs, you're about 15 minutes to the ocean, 32 minutes to downtown Myrtle Beach. From Loris, it's 33 minutes to the ocean and about 45 minutes to downtown Myrtle Beach. Median home prices in this area are $293,000 for single-family homes and $230,000 for condos. Lots of new construction and access to 9, 905, 701, and 22. And of course, we couldn't forget about the city that started it all, Myrtle Beach. This is the heart of it all. Ocean views, the boardwalk, Broadway at the beach, and everything else you've seen in the brochures. There's a bunch of golf course restaurants, resorts, parks, and homes at many different price points. The median price for a single family home in the city of Myrtle Beach is $514,000, with condos coming in at $235,000. If you want walkability to the beach and entertainment, this is your place. Just be ready to have a little bit more tourist activity, especially during the summertime. Whew, that was a lot, but hopefully that gives you a solid overview of where to live in Myrtle Beach in 2025. If you're still unsure which suburb fits your lifestyle, let's chat. I help relocation buyers all the time, from timing the sale of their current home to figuring out where their lifestyle fits best. Just click a link in the comments below to schedule a discovery call with me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment and let me know where you're thinking of moving from. See you in the next one.